Lead generation can be a headache. Endless form submissions, manual follow-ups, lost opportunities. But Jotform Workflows is here to change the game. In this video, we're creating a lead generation automation that captures, qualifies, and organizes leads without lifting barely one finger. Ready to save time and close more deals? Let's dive in. Howdy. My name is Larry, and this channel is about making email marketing easier for business owners like you. So let's head over to my Jotform account and we'll take a look at the couple of forms I've created and the all-important lead generation automation workflow. So I've got two forms here. One's called Lead Gen Demo and the other one's called Virtual Product Demo Form. And let's take a look at each of these forms real quickly. So we'll go into the lead gen demo. It's basically a quick little lead generation, lead magnet type of thing where a person fills out their information. In this case, it's B2B, so I'd want a little bit more information than your standard email first name, but it's kind of short. And if they're interested in a demo, they can click yes or no, and that's required. And then they click on download this awesome report. So that is our initial starting point of our workflow, is this form. On the virtual product demo form is what people will receive a link to if they've said, yes, I'd want to have a product demo. The information is the same as in the other form, and it will auto-populate except for company title, because I believe company title is probably a necessary thing or a nice to have thing, and it is required. And the other important piece here is what time and date do you want to have your demo. And then I have additional questions here that are optional if they have any questions, if they have any instructions or suggestions and all that type of stuff. And then they click on register for the product demo at the very bottom. Now let's take a look how all this works in the workflow. So here is our workflow. Over on the left-hand side, you can select workflow elements. These are your basic elements that you can drag and drop onto your workflow work area. So here is our starting point. Let me zoom in a little bit here. So our starting point is our lead gen demo form, right? So that is always going to be a starting point with workflows. It's going to be some type of form that you've got in Jotform. Next, we have an if-else condition. So where do we see if-else? So we have our basic information here that we can drag and drop over to our workflow area. Here are our logic elements. So here is that if-else condition. We also have a conditional branch, split branches, merging branches, and of course, an end to your workflow. So in our if-else condition, let's take a look at that. We'll click on settings here. We have that question, would you be interested in a product demo? If it is yes, we want to go do this. And this is one side of our workflow. If the answer to this question is not equal to yes, in other words, it's a no, then it is false. And then we have another option down here to send them a different email. Okay, so let's follow our true condition here. So the person has said yes, they'd like a product demo. So in our email here, if we take a look at our email settings, we have contact name up here in the form fields. We can grab that from here. And then we have our simple text in here. It says, here's the marketing report that you requested. And we've inserted the contact name here again, just to personalize it a little bit more. As requested, here's the link to the awesome B2B marketing report. And then this link just takes them to download the PDF, right? And then we have, if you have any questions, contact us or email. Also note, since you have selected that you're interested in a product demo, you'll receive a separate email to a form to complete a date and time. And then the recipients, of course, is to the business email person. So you grab that from your form fields. So it goes to that specific person that filled out that form. Make sense? So that is our basic email. Then we're going to be sending them that virtual product demo form that we saw at the very beginning, right? The two forms. This is the second form. In the product demo form email, we'll click on settings here. We've selected our virtual product demo form. And again, it's going to that same business email address that was originally completed in the first form. We've opted in some pre-filled information. So we've opted in the first name, last name, business email, and company name, and we've matched it. Under the Advanced tab, we have User Notification Email. This is the email that's going to get delivered to the person who filled out the form. This is how they're going to get the link to the second form. So we click on edit. Here is our email subject line. It says contact name. Again, from the form fields, register for the awesome B2B product demo. And then I've changed up the form a little bit that just basically reiterate, thanks for your interest in the awesome B2B product. Click the button below to fill out the demo registration form. Makes sense? So far, so good. Next, after they have filled out this form, I want to add them to my MailerLite account. So this is an integration. So we've grabbed MailerLite from the integration tab here. Here it is right here, and we just dragged and dropped it over, and then we've connected my MailerLite account with Jotform. And so if we click on settings here, we've mapped MailerLite fields with the form fields that are coming in. One of those is the meeting date. Now that might be an important thing to capture, so that's why I've added it in, because we can then move them through a MailerLite automation further down the line after they've opted in to set up a time and date for the demo, right? So, and the other thing that I've done here, in addition to mapping the fields, is also added in them to a group in MailerLite, and that is qualified lead. And we've checked off to update an existing contact. So if they're already in my subscriber list in MailerLite, update that with the information they're providing here. So the next step is a task assigned to the person of the owner of this form, or you could assign it to anyone in your team. And if we click on settings, all it is doing is I want to make sure that the person that has filled out all of this information is valid. This is optional. You don't have to have this in here, but we'll see how it works. And maybe that's something that you want to implement. So basically the outcome is the task is completed. Basically verify the information. In fact, you could put in a description here that says verify the information provided, and that's all that's doing right there. So it's a little check and balance in our process. So that is our product demo meeting task. Once the task is completed, it will then set up a Google Calendar. And if we click on the settings here, I've selected this calendar associated with this account. It could be any business account that you might have. And then I have a customized meeting title. And basically it is our awesome marketing product demo meeting for, and again, you can use form fields associated with, at this point, either form, right? So the virtual product demo form or the lead gen demo form, because both have been filled out when we get to this stage. And then the add required attendees, we are going to be asking the person who's filled out the second form to attend this meeting. And then we have a start time and then a duration. And I think on the form it's 60, so we'll just make that 60. So we've associated the fields, and then you can add additional form fields to the event description if you want to. But again, it's going to be seen by both parties, the person attending and the person setting it up through their account. So maybe you don't want to have all this information out there. But it might be helpful to add in maybe these questions so that nothing is overlooked and you have a record of the questions that are going to be asked for both the attendee and the person that's going to be doing the demo, right? So that's optional. And then we have the checked here to update event when a submission is edited. So that is all that. And the very end piece that we want to do here is go from our Google Calendar connection up to the end connection to end our workflow. On the false side, or no, we're not interested, we still have to send them an email for the marketing report. So that's all they're getting here. Same information, except you notice that it doesn't say since you signed up for a product demo, because we know they did not. And so that's all that email is doing, sending them a link to download the PDF for the marketing report. I am still adding them to MailerLite. And if we go into MailerLite settings here, I'm not capturing as much information. I'm not capturing, obviously, the product demo time. And I'm putting them in a group called Nurture Lead. And again, on the MailerLite side, what you could be doing is setting up an automation so that anyone who's added to the Nurture Lead group, you can then strategically send out automated emails defined by you, maybe 5 to 7 emails over the course of the next couple of months, because they are somewhat interested in the marketing report. And maybe you want to reoffer that product demo at some point further down the line. So you could do that in one of those emails that you're sending out to your potential customer. And once they've received their email and been added to MailerLite, we're going to end this workflow. So that is our workflow in a nutshell. let's test it all out and see how it all works. So from here, we just click on Publish, and you can open up in a new tab, and it will take us to our lead gen demo form. We'll do a private window. So we'll fill out this information, and then we will get our thank you message. So click on Download this awesome report. It's going to take you to our thank you page and just an indication that to look out for the report in your inbox. So with that complete, our next step is to go take a look at our email that we've received on both the admin side of the workflow and the customer side. So here we are on the customer side, and we've gotten the marketing report. Here it is right here. You can click on the download, downloads the PDF. All is good there. And then on the secondary email that we got, since we've opted into the product demo, here is our product demo registration form email. I'm going to click on the link and fill it out. We can see that the pre-fill has worked except for company title. I want to put in company title. We'll just use that one for now. And then we can select a date and time for our virtual demo. We'll say the 6th, and we can do 3 p.m. And for now, we'll just click on register for product demo. And again, we're going to get the first name, last name, and that the product demo registration submission has been sent. You will receive another email with a Google Calendar meeting invite for the demo. So here is our email for the admin to take to view the task. So what we want to do is to go to our inbox and just review all the information from Mr. Walton here in this example. So we'll click on Go to Inbox, and here's where we can see all the information that's been submitted. We can review it, we can verify it, we can check the phone numbers, check the email, all that good stuff that we need to do to make sure this is a viable qualified lead. And then we can click on View Task. And it is simple just to say, hey, we've checked everything off. We've verified the information that's been provided. And so we're just going to click on Submit. It will say thank you to us, and it will auto-generate that Google Calendar and Google Meet invite to both the customer and the designated person who's associated with the Google Calendar. We can also note in the inbox that this person has also been added to our MailerLite account as a subscriber, and we'll go take a look at that before we see the last email with the Google Calendar invite. So let's go over to our MailerLite dashboard here. We're under subscribers, we're under groups. We now see that we have one subscriber in our qualified lead. And if we click on View Group, we'll see now that Mr. Walton has been added, and he is a qualified lead here. And his information is all right there, and it did capture the meeting date. So John Walton, in this case, our fictitious customer, has received the invitation specified on the date and time that John has wanted it to be. At this point, Mr. Walton can say yes, no, maybe, and also verify the information here. And so we're all good to go there. And if we look at our calendar, you can see here that the same meeting has been added at that specific time and date with the name John Walton, so that we know it's for him. And we can see here that there is one guest, and that is Mr. Walton. So all is working well. So that's a look at lead generation automation using Jotform Workflows. If you have any questions about the workflow that I've created or ways to improve it, or Jotform Workflows in general, post them in the comments below. Happy to help anywhere I can. If you are interested in trying out Jotform Workflows, again, completely free, there is a link in the description for you to go do that. And if you're interested in learning more about Jotform, I have a couple of videos right here for you to go take a look at. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.